So this is how we're going to edit your pictures. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go into Drive and you're going to put in a new document. And your new document is going to go into Google Docs. And your document can be called, whatever you like, but I'm going to call it Edited Photo. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to write before, and I'm going to put in the image that I want to edit from Photos. And the image I want to edit is this picture right here. And then, just to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to write after right now, and then I'm going to go edit my picture. So this is my pre-edited picture, and I'm going to put in my edited picture afterwards. So let me go to that real quick. Here is my picture. And what I'm going to do to edit it, I'm going to press edit here. And instead of going to the three circles that are overlapping each other, I'm going to go to the thing that looks like a dial. I'm not going to use the magic wand. I'm not going to use cropping. I'm going to use this dial right here. And what you can do, if you want it to be in black and white, that's something a little bit different. I'm not going to go too much into black and white right now. But what you can do, you see there's like a little slider here, and that's great. But if you go to the dots with the three lines here, you have options to actually manipulate everything about your picture. So I'm going to go ahead to Brilliance, and I'm going to manipulate that a little bit. You can slide back and forth and kind of see where you like it. I think I'm going to stop there. And I go to those three dots again. You can change the exposure. I don't want to make it too bright, because if we make it too bright, it kind of, the whites get a little too bright there. You don't want to glow too much, because it doesn't end up looking very good. So I'm going to look at my highlights, go back and forth. I think I want to keep the highlights a little bit lower, because I like the outside of the can not completely blinding. Let's see about the shadows. You don't want to get it too much like this, because then you don't have any, you want to actually have like a true black in your picture. Like, you don't want it to be, you don't want the things that should be black in your picture to be gray. And you don't want it all to be, too dark. You want things to be kind of, have midtones, have low colors, have, or, dark shadows, bright lights, and midtones as well. So if I make it too bright, it ends up looking not so great. So I'm going to kind of make it a little bit darker. But then I'm going to kick up my contrast a little bit. Just about to there. And the black point is, you see how everything gets gray and everything gets too dark there. So you want to kind of go somewhere in the middle. I think right there is perfect. All right, so I've done all my light. What I'm going to do is go to my color next. Go to those three dots again. And saturation is really talking about how rich those colors. I can make them really, really colorful, or almost black and white. I want to kind of go in between that. There we go. I've got a nice green on the stem of that flower. And again, with the contrast, this is going to do with the color contrast. I don't want to get too green in there. I might go back to the light, because I think that whatever that, maybe rock or something, is a little too dark. So cast is going to really change the overall color. I want to keep that about the same. I'm going to go back to light real quick, because I think I've made it a little too dark inside there. That's looking a little bit better. Let's go to the exposure again. Yep. Brighten that up just a little bit. The exposure is how much light is getting into your picture. Keep my highlights there. I like to go back and forth and kind of play with things. I think that's better. I'm kind of losing a little bit of detail on the outside. Let me see if I can bring that back down just a little bit. Let's see, maybe maybe bring down the contrast a little tiny bit. All right, now if I go into black and white, basically it's going to change my picture to black and white. I really don't want to do that, so I'm going to kind of skip that for now. But you can play with that yourself. Feel free to play around with the colors, see what you like, see what, you know, makes you feel good about your picture. You do want to make sure that there is a good range of tone. So you have really dark darks, you have some midtones, and you have some, you know, highlights there. All right, so I feel like I'm done now. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm done. It's a little bit blinding up at the top here, but you know, I'm going to have to live with that for now because I don't have I'm not going to use a different editing software. If I had Photoshop or something, I could use a different editing software. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave that. I think that's looking pretty good for what I want. I really want that flower to look really defined and that rock and the moss that's on the rock there to be really well defined. So I'm going to go back to my Google Doc right here, and I'm going to insert that image. Put that in there, and then I can look at the differences. And I've got before and after. And then what you can do, you're going to go into the location where you're going to be turning this in, and you're going to use, you know, putting into, you know, put it in via Google, and just drop this in there, and that will be your grade for your editing or your edited picture. So if you have any questions, please talk to me, and I think that's everything you need to know.